Now welcome to another Meme Monday, where I will once again be reacting to the memes that have been sent to the email address in the description below or posted in the Discord server. And so let's get right to the memes. Oh boy. Really? This is how we're going to start?
You gotta read it or no one knows what you're talking about.
They know.
No, they don't. They don't
Rebuild
see
the Jedi Order? Luke? Nah. Rebuild the Jedi Order? Rey? Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I don't even know what to...
he got rejected by his first student. It was all downhill from there.
It really was all downhill from there. Like, he tried one student. He's like, oh, I can't do it. I'm out. This is stupid.
Does he give all the students a choice? And they're like, no thanks.
Well, actually, he kind of got rejected by two. He did Grogu. Grogu's like, nah. And then he gets Ben. Ben is like first student. And Ben eventually like goes there.
At least Ben stayed for the seminar.
He stayed for the post-game celebration, too. The bonfire. Next. Me turns off the big fan because it's too loud. Everyone else in the helicopter. Oh, boy.
I know, it's a dark one.
It's not dark.
A little dark.
Well, a little. It's unexpected. I was like, what turns off the fan? Like, I didn't even... Like, where is this going? Yeah. It was a little loud, though. I don't blame him. He's got little big sensitive ears there. It's like a bat. Imagine how well he hears with those things. All right, next. It's over, Romeo. I have the high ground. It would have been better off ending this way, right?
This is how the war goes between the Montague and the Capulets.
It would have been so much better. Everybody gets to live in the end. I think this is the happiest ending the movie could have had. If only they had taken wisdom from Obi-Wan. Because of Obi-Wan, Romeo and Juliet has been destroyed.
Well,
Shakespeare is no longer...
Anakin. What if he jumps over?
What if he just jumps up there?
You underestimate my love for you.
Oh my god. Jeez. That's what he would do too. He'd jump up there and he'd... Yeah. You're right. It doesn't matter.
Nope.
Next. Moff Gideon waiting to show up in season 3. Well, yeah.
Yeah. We're waiting for him to show up too.
I've been waiting since episode 1. I almost thought episode 1 might open up with, I don't know, a little Moff Gideon.
No, they name dropped him in episode 1, and then they're like...
Yeah, they name dropped him a couple more times. Like, and they don't even like tell you. He's like, there's this rumor he escaped. Like, what do you mean a rumor? Did he show up for the trial or not?
That? Who did you send to look for him?
What kind of
the amnesty program people?
What kind of New Republic is this? No transparency? Like, they're not broadcasting his war crimes trial? You know they would. Come on now. We should have known all along. Everybody should have known he had escaped, like, immediately. Like, being transported. Like, seems like he escaped, like, they captured him on, the Imperial Light Cruiser. They used a Lambda shuttle to transport him, and, like, that got attacked, like, a couple hours later.
No, I think he at least made it somewhere, and then they moved him.
I don't know. I'm really confused about this.
They said he was awaiting trial, so they were probably taking him to trial?
Why didn't you just take him to where the trial was initially?
Maybe he just wasn't on program.
Oh. Next. Honestly, the Star Wars saga is just the story of 3 generations of people bullying C-3PO. Yeah. And he thinks they're his friends. That's the saddest part of it all.
Well, what is it, Stockholm Syndrome at this point?
Something like that.
I just want to look at my friends/captors.
Oh, jeez. Every time he starts thinking independently, they just wipe his memory.
True. That's actually true.
That's horrible. God.
Archer's like, you already wiped my memory. I'm good, right? Wink. I don't know this Obi-Wan character.
Yeah,
Wink.
Obi-Wan. Yeah. Next. Star Wars has an entire planet of goth girl, Amazonian dominatrix witches who can raise the dead, yet they keep taking us back to Tatooine. Well, there's a reason.
Just saying.
Dathomir ain't PG, all right?
Do we need to be PG?
Well,
Andor's not PG.
No, but Andor
maybe
is...
it is. I don't know.
That's PG-13, right?
Either way, I don't see why we can't have this.
Because what happens on Dathomir stays on Dathomir. Next.
Hey, you want to talk about Disney loves female empowerment? Why aren't they making this?
Not this kind of empowerment, I'm not sure. This is a little different.
I don't know what you're talking about. I would love it in a Saj Ventress story, maybe, and I don't know, just an early Mother Talzin story.
Did you not read Battle Scars? Do you want like a whole... I mean, look what Marin did when she broke free.
It's different. These guys aren't breaking free. They're staying there where they're in charge of Night Brothers.
Yep.
This is great.
Yeah, scantily clad Night Brothers who fight, quote unquote, for their enjoyment and do other things. Yeah.
That was a little
Hey, I don't make this stuff up. Watch Clone Wars. I may have
okay.
embellished a little.
I could
but
write a little fan fiction for this then.
No.
Why
No,
not?
I already read a fan fiction. It's called Battle Scars. Next. Disney brings Daisy Ridley to play Rey in a new story set after the sequel trilogy. YouTuber I'm subscribed to says that Disney has a chance to make things right. Me, a Star Wars fan who's been scarred by Disney. It is too late for me, Disney.
But is it?
The YouTuber will show you the true nature of the Force.
Not if it's you.
Oh,
burn.
that cuts me deep because I love digging into the ways of the Force. Yep. Next, seeing Anakin reach the younglings in the Jedi Temple.
Yeah, that's you.
I can't deny this. I won't deny it.
You're like, are we getting a new angle on this shot? This next
know what?
You're like, oh yeah.
You know what's kind of crazy? That is probably more or less my reaction the first time I saw Revenge of the Sith. I was like giddy with excitement. I'm like, wow, they went like dark with this. And then I'm looking around, no one's like smiling. I'm like, what's going on? How is no one else excited by this?
Because everyone else was a human.
Not after Anakin was done with him.
Oh.
Next, he's been struggling with that button for a while.
That's why you don't have a favorite pose.
That's why you don't go to the
look
well.
at that. His favorite pose is fixing a button.
Yeah, that's just him going to the. I don't get it.
See, celebrities, you can't have a favorite pose like that because we're all going to look at montages of your favorite pose.
But here's the problem: how many pictures of The Rock do you think exist?
With his
Thousands,
shirt on?
tens of thousands, million. Jeez.
Well, he has to have a shirt on and have a button.
Well, there are other things you could be unbuttoning.
But he has a problem with one particular button.
It is, isn't it? He needs to mix it up. He needs to use the other button he should check out. Next. Have you seen my ring? Reward immortal life plus free membership with the Nazgul.
Win-win.
That is a win-win.
It's really just a small trinket. It appears golden, but when exposed to fire, some markings will appear. If found, return to Barad-dûr. Big ugly tower with eye on top.
Can't miss it.
May include.
Can see it from a mile
I like that
away.
Nazgul has the asterisk. May include side effects. Doesn't seem to mention that you're kind of like his minion forever.
Well, not really. It's not how it works.
Your job is to run around looking for the ring when he doesn't have it.
Oh, you're talking about becoming a wraith.
Yeah. So that's becoming a membership with the Nazgul.
You're right. You're right. You don't necessarily, you do, but you don't necessarily.
What did the Nazgul do the entire time?
Rode around on cool-looking
Looking
horses
for a ring.
and
fighting
beasts
sometimes.
as well.
Primarily running around looking for a ring.
Primarily.
Yeah. That they don't even get to keep.
But what if Sauron has the ring? Then he's just like, okay, you guys get the day off.
Yeah, but he clearly he doesn't have it right now. And what do they do on their day off? Sit at home and stare in the direction of the ring?
You're making this not so much fun.
Yeah, sorry.
You thought it through too far.
That's what I do, I think.
Therefore I am. Next. Movie character when they need to draw one drop of blood. Why is that? That's a good question. Why does every character... I gotta show I'm devoted. So I'm gonna just... can you imagine how much that hurts, not just in the moment, but
And they do it in such a place that's going to bother them for a long time.
Yeah, every time you move your hand, it's gonna hurt.
Why not the back of your arm or something?
Yeah, you scrunch your fingers, it's gonna tear open again.
And what if they need that hand to because they usually don't even do their offhand. They're like, this is my
hand.
dominant hand, so I'm going to use that. Okay.
I never got this one.
They're over exaggerating.
I'm glad others have always wondered about that as well. Just get a drop of blood. I've had cuts, just that have bled like crazy, and they're tiny little cuts. Get a paper cut. You get plenty of blood out of that thing.
Oh no, I'd rather do a pinprick than a paper cut.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, if you're gonna do it, just get a piece of paper instead of a big ass knife, right? Jeez.
That's how you really show your devotion.
Next, before cocaine, after cocaine. All right, before meth, after meth. Before weed and after weed.
He's so happy.
They just turned this thing upside down.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I think the after cocaine one is the best though. I don't know. They're all pretty good.
The aftermath's pretty nice. It's just melted.
This is the best advertisement. The whole don't do drugs.
This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. Yeah.
The meth one is the best because That is what you look like
See,
after meth.
the cocaine one makes him look like he's like, I'm a pimp now.
And if you're trying to advertise weed in a good way, the bottom one works. Yeah, but meth, clearly you don't mess with meth.
No. Are you giving this one a hammer?
I'm going to give this a hammer.
You're so excited
yeah,
that I have to remind you that those exist sometimes.
You do. Yeah, I'm going to give it a hammer. It's good stuff. I give the drug one a hammer. I don't know what's wrong with me. Next. I just noticed that the Mandalore throne has been repainted red and black, and I'm...
Yeah.
excited?
Yeah.
Like, the first thing Maul does when he gets back to Mandalore after being captured by Sidious is call in the interior decorators to repaint the throne room to match his aesthetic. This man literally lives and dies for the aesthetic, and this is why he is the only mother effer I respect. Maul summoning the interior decorators into the throne room, so I'm thinking red and black. Thoughts? The decorators, excellent. I want it done by tomorrow. I mean, you gotta get
I know,
you gotta sell the whole package, the whole image. It includes your surroundings. Next. That's a nice newly released book over there. Already finished it. Indeed. You're the machine, though, even compared to me. Like, if I'm really enjoying it, I read it in a day. If I don't, it might take a little bit. But you, even if you hate it, you still crank it out in a day.
Yeah, Battle Scars proves that.
You did. I was like, when you were sitting there reading it, and I'm like, you were like, I don't know, 5-6 hours, and you're basically done with it. And I'm like, that must be pretty good. You just sat in one sitting, boom, done. So I'm like, good. Because I didn't want you to tell me anything because I didn't want to be influenced. And then I started
I had to
reading
take
it.
all those notes, too.
Yeah, I started reading it. I'm like 20 pages in. I'm like, I just kind of want to put this down and walk away.
and then I had to keep reminding you that you couldn't because you made me read it first.
Yeah, then I'm feeling guilty thinking this way because you had just read it. I'm like, oh, God, she just powered through it.
And then you're thinking, maybe it gets better because she was really invested.
Yeah, that's about what I was like. Did it get better? And you're like, maybe. That means
I just
no.
pretty much told you I wasn't going to tell you anything.
No, you said maybe. You were like, maybe. But the way you said it made me know that it was a no.
I'm going to make all my maybes sound like that. You'll just never know.
Really?
Maybe.
Next. Between Jango Fett demanding a son as payment for being cloned and the Mandalorian immediately adopting Baby Yoda, I've come to the conclusion: Mandalorian's hierarchy of needs. We have fatherhood, jetpack, novelty weapons, bounty hunting, and cool armor.
I like how they're divided, too. We got the self-fulfillment needs of fatherhood, psychological needs, which is the jetpack and novelty weapons, and the basic needs, which is bounty hunting and cool armor.
I agree with this. Yeah, what? That is a strange... Like, why did Jango want Boba? Why did he just want a...
Because it's part of being a Mandalorian. If you can't get a foundling, make one.
I mean,
and if you can't make one with the lady, you go to the cloning facility and they hook you up.
I would have thought Jango would have had little trouble doing it the old-fashioned way. I'm just saying.
Now I'm wondering if the clones can reproduce.
Wait, we don't know
that. We don't know because the one that we saw Cut, he was with the Twi'lek, and the Twi'lek most likely had those two children.
Yeah, I don't think those were his kids.
They
the age
look like
doesn't...
Jace.
What? Well, don't put that image in my head.
I just feel like they would make it so that they wouldn't reproduce because then that's like their intellectual property is reproducing. It's weird.
But that's the way to...
I mean, if they can speed up their aging, I'm sure they can turn off other things.
Jeez. You put it so harshly. Maybe you're a Kaminoan. But no, we don't. I don't think those were his kids because...
They weren't his kids.
Yeah, there's no way they would have grown that fast. It doesn't make any sense. So he adopted them. As all Mandalorians or Jango Fetts do.
So maybe Jango couldn't have kids. And that was
why? But he's not a clone.
No, I'm just saying maybe just genetically he couldn't have children, and they passed that on in his cloning genes, and then they made him a kid.
They didn't even know. They thought they'd be able to breed their army,
and they're like,
I'm sterile. I'm sorry.
Sorry,
didn't tell you.
Bounty hunting is a dangerous profession.
Sometimes you lose your weapon.
I know this is a weird conversation. We still have memes to go.
Yep,
we could probably talk about this for the next 20 minutes.
Yep, but it is interesting.
Either they cloned a non-working Boba Fett, or
Jango Fett,
or the clones, they just didn't give them that.
No, they snipped or something. I don't know.
They just didn't include that in the genetic makeup.
Could you imagine if they didn't include that at all?
They look like Ken dolls.
What is happening?
Next. Just next. We can't. Just stop.
Okay. Whew. Catching breath. Of course, I'd have to click on some kind of weird picture of Grogu. I know that's taken from the post credits, but whew. All right. Baby Yoda terrorizes alien village. Godzilla. There it is.
Oh, we probably have new people who've never even heard me do it.
That was a muted one.
It was, because I thought we might have new people who are clicking on this for the first time and wouldn't understand how loud I can get with that.
God, yes. You don't want to understand.
That one was really muted.
That was very muted. That was about...
I'm almost tempted to do it again at full strength.
No. No.
Not going to, though.
That was like 25% power, if that.
If that.
Yeah.
The cat looked over like, what, wait? That wasn't...
It's usually much louder. Usually they run when you do it.
Yes.
Oh, boy. Next. Come on. This relates way too much back to the one a couple...
Which wasn't on purpose, but...
Evil Skeletor group. This group is exclusively for utter losers with no real purpose in life.
Rules. Keep it evil. I want to join that group.
Why?
Because it sounds like fun.
It's not. That's the point.
I could follow the rule.
Yes, you could.
I'll just go in there and pose the Jango Fett question and leave.
We should just make a bunch of like accounts and start going to like website, Reddit and everywhere, and just post the question.
I really am curious about. Oh, we could have a whole video about my Jango topic now, but we can't.
No,
but
we shouldn't.
I'm curious.
We shouldn't. It's as forbidden as Padme and Anakin.
I like that he's laying out on a dead Cringer.
That's just Cringer.
Yeah, that was Cringer.
It was Cringer, no?
He gets to keep it evil. And sexy.
Yeah.
I may have a skull for a head, ladies, but...
What? Is this the Order 69 memes or what?
No, they're still
What are we doing here?
And that folder is packed. I don't need any more. I know I still get some, but I don't technically need any.
I could have made some jokes about it being packed and stuff, but I'm not.
How about next?
Sam Meggs. How about this one? I call it bold and brash. Me, more like belong in the trash. This gets a hammer.
Wow. I have to go back and give a hammer to the Jango Fett
Yeah, the
tower.
just by default. This is good. Whew. All right, next. When you realize the book-shaped thing on Cassian's coat in Rogue One is probably Nemec's manifesto.
Look at it.
Wow.
That could be, couldn't it?
It probably is, and if it's not, it should be.
If it's not, it's in my headcanon now.
Yeah, I got to go back and see what his little manifesto book was exactly shaped like. I never even noticed he had
similar to that.
Yeah, I never noticed he had like a book.
Because remember, it wasn't a book because it was electronic on the inside with a little hinge. It looks a lot like that.
It does. My goodness. The details.
Tony Gilroy,
You bastard. In a good way. I don't know. Now I'm getting weird. Better get through this one. Weird. Let's get through this one. Voldemort is like a teen girl. He has a diary, a tiara, a special cup, a pet he adores, and an obsession with a famous teenage boy.
Yeah, he's a girl.
Yeah.
Just like a teenage girl.
He is. It's all right.
It's all right?
It's all right. Makes him scarier in some ways. Next. You may take only one. Option 1, tell him I speak just like him. Yoda was just weird. Option 2, take the armor. Shinies are awesome. Option 3, take the lightsaber. Kill the mean man who took my froggy away. And then take the armor anyway. Nice.
It's the right choice.
You think it crossed his mind? Like, I could take him. He doesn't even think I can, balance on a log. We know better.
We do know better. Plus, he's so disarming and cute. He just walks up to him. What is this button? Did you have 2 stomachs? No? Aww.
He's the one character who doesn't. Oh, next. Wait, if Thor watches The Emperor's New Groove, we'll get more memes coming in for Meme Mondays, which could lead into Thor watching SpongeBob and then the Velocipaster, which would get even more memes. And if we convince Thor and Naboo to watch Helluva Boss instead of Velma, we'll get even better memes and more spicy Meme Mondays. Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
That's Kronk.
We have to finish...
watching everything?
I fell asleep. I did. I was tired. It wasn't bad. I was tired. that happens. I want to see Velocipaster.
I know you do.
I've actually
And you want to
asked
see
you before.
SpongeBob?
Yeah, I do. We got to get to some of this.
We have not been watching Velma because I'm afraid of it. Because it looks not so good.
To put it mildly.
But I've never seen or heard of Hello Boss.
No, I haven't either. Probably going to get told exactly what that is in the comments, so.
Excellent. Then I'll know what it is.
All right, next. Bring me the passengers. I want them alive. 20 minutes earlier. Yeah. He means now, right? He changes his mind. He gets to kill people.
He wants the passengers alive, but they just killed a whole bunch of people on the ship, too.
Well, there's that. I mean, they were just trying to take the ship, right? It's not like the rebels were all going to just give up. Actually, they're not even rebels. They're just all drawn soldiers. Really?
Well, they're just defending her because she's on a peacekeeping mission.
Exactly.
Or something.
I don't even know why Vader's there. She's clearly peacekeeping.
It's not like he saw that ship before. It's not like he saw it flying away with a guy like holding the disc up to the window like, we got it! No, I'm kidding. He didn't do that.
All I know is Vader wasn't on a mercy mission this time.
No. It's like when he gets on there, he's like, I know you weren't on a mercy mission. Well, yeah, he does. We saw that he knows. We saw her ship flying away. There was the license plate. He saw the people inside.
He knows.
He definitely knew.
Yeah.
It's like, that's why he was like, you're a
you
rebel.
You weren't on any mercy mission this time. I was there.
I know. I saw you. I'm telling your dad.
After I kill him, or before I kill him, I guess.
But he is his dad.
Oh. That's the irony, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling myself on you in a couple movies when I figure it out. Good car, better car, best car. Very nice.
Sometimes simple is best.
Sometimes, yeah. I don't know. I probably would take the beskar if it was like real beskar. Yeah, I'd take it.
Yeah, as long as I knew an armor who could make something cool for me. Something they probably wouldn't approve of. I'd want a spear.
I know. I'd want a weapon, and they'd be like, "We don't do that.
We don't really do that." I'd be like, "Can you forge me a lightsaber hilt then?"
Ooh.
That seemed to be okay back then.
But I mean, then that's not a weapon. It's a Jedi's last resort. It's best defense.
You really think that Tar Vizsla looked at it that way?
I think that is exactly how
weapons are a part of his religion. We just don't make them out of beskar.
It's a special type of beskar.
Yes.
The hilt was
older, probably more pure.
Yeah, more living-y water stuff in there.
I wonder then if he forged it himself. Was he also in armor?
Ooh, maybe.
Because Jedis are supposed to make their own. He would have needed help.
Can you forge this and pretend I did it?
Yes. Tickets at school. I totally made this myself.
It's like a special type of beskar. You don't know the first thing about that.
Like when your parents try to take over your science projects and you're like, no, I didn't make this.
Next, Boba Fett in Mandalorian. Badass, yeah. Boba Fett in his own show. I need a bath.
Get along soak in the back to take. And then Chrysanthemum shows up and fights him in his skivvies. That was the worst scene in the show.
It was unnecessary.
I mean, there were some rough scenes in there watching the Space Vespas chase.
How slow they were. Why were they so slow?
Watching him
Yeah.
slide across the floor all wet in his little Speedo there. No, thank you.
He's not like his father, huh? Not go there again.
No, we're not going back there.
Next. Merrin in Jedi Fallen Order. Merrin in Battle Scars. 50 Shades of Merrin.
She's all blush and green.
Yeah.
It's a question I never needed an answer to. What color does Merrin blush in? Well, if Fred the Stormtrooper is hitting on her, green. What?
Maybe she's got some kind of space disease from 50 shading around, if you know what I mean.
Wow. Really?
I hope not. Hope not. But, I mean, next. That's how we're going to end it, huh?
That's how we chose to end things.
Well, that was quite an experience.
Glad you approve.
Now we have only one more episode till...
I don't...
You want
to talk about it.
You do want to talk about it.
No.
It's going to be epic.
This is 67.
I haven't seen any of them, but I'm sure it's going to be epic.
You haven't. And some of them are too much.
The Nazgul, you showed me a couple that were too much.
The ravioli?
Yes. Of course.
Rigamonti.
Of course. Yeah, no surprise. Why was I not surprised?
Rigamonti's ravioli.
You showed it to me, and I'm like, who put it? It was in the Discord. I'm like, oh, okay. You don't even need to tell me who put that in there. I know.
It's a little too much. I mean, yeah, I know it's just pasta, but it was too much.
Now we're almost gonna have to
No.
include it now.
Mm-mm. It's not getting included.
All right.
No.
All right. All right.
No naughty pasta.
Anyway, I think that is going to be all we got for you this time. So if you want to send in your memes, you can either post them in the Discord, if you're in the Discord, or you can send them to the email address in the description below. Either way, hope you enjoyed today's memes. Let's talk some Star Wars, and until next time, thanks for watching.